incarcerated individuals' use of institutional telephones constitutes consent and your calls may be provided to law enforcement agencies. Thank you for using Securus.
Welcome, folks. It's Friday night, and it's time for the grand jury. The live stream that does a grand jury game show style. Each Friday night, we take 5 volunteers from the social media platform X, not exclusively from X here recently, but typically from X. We ask them to review police use of force videos through the lens of a grand jury. We ask them to use the reasonable person standard to review these objectively, and then deliberate for 10 minutes and give us a decision whether they think the use of force was warranted or the use of force was unwarranted, lawful or unlawful, if you will, or reasonable or unreasonable, if you will. But let's meet tonight's grand jury. We've got Jordan Brace. Jordan, introduce yourself and tell folks about yourself and your platform. You have a bit of an interesting story.
Hi, I'm Jordan Brace. I'm 18, and I'd say I'm a political commentator. I started my X account when I was 13, but I started to get interested in politics when I was around 8, even though I didn't understand it that much at the time, when I saw the division that Obama was causing. And I stand strongly in my conservative beliefs, although I do live in a liberal state. And I don't believe in backing down at all. And I believe in speaking for my generation and for young conservatives as a whole.
It's an impressive story, Jordan. Someone of your age that has the insight to, and honestly, the care to pay attention to what's going on in this country and to keep the helm straight. So hats off to you. And we really appreciate you taking the time out on a Friday night to spend it with us here at the grand jury. And we have Conservative Penn. You'll see her walking around the campus of X, dropping pearls of wisdom and sometimes knowledge with sarcasm typically, but Conservative, tell folks about yourself.
Well, obviously I'm Conservative Penn, and also Joe, thanks for having me back. This is my second time and I'm pretty excited to be back. I'm mainly a writer for conservative politics. I'm also a mom. I've been around Oklahoma politics most of my life because of my family, but over the last couple of years, I've kind of stepped into a more national space. I also write for the Rhino Removal Project, so look them up on X. And mainly the focus is removing rhinos from office. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm sure some people probably recognize me from work I've done on some other conservative shows, but I've kind of taken a step back from that to kind of focus on my own path and more of my writing. So stay tuned.
It's great to have you. Folks, if you're not following Conservative Penn or Jordan Brace, each one of our guests tonight on X, encourage you to do so. You won't be disappointed. Let's go to Joker. Joker 937. The guy lives up to his name. You hear him in spaces, always with a very unique point of view. But Joker, introduce yourself to the world.
I go by Joker on X. The real name's Dave. I don't give a whole lot of personal information. I'm an open book. I started getting paying attention to politics back directly following 9/11. I was enamored by the extreme patriotism that followed, and I admittedly started to open my eyes when G.W. Bush took us to war in Iraq, because I was confused on how that was connected to bin Laden, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, that's when I started paying attention to politics. I am conservative, but I have my issues with the Republican Party, as most people do. Yeah, it's that. I'm in 937 part of my tag. That's from 937 Dayton, Ohio, is where I hail from, the booming city, metropolis of Dayton, Ohio, and I say that with extreme sarcasm. Yeah, that's me.
Well, good to have you, folks. It's not. Don't mind the political stuff, but it's not a political show. We'll get into that in just a moment. But I understand that's what you guys do on X, and this is your shingle that you hang. Tinfoil. Tinfoil, guys, if you'll catch him on X, a lot of times in some of the bigger spaces, won't name the names, maybe Marlin and the Punch Bowl, but Tinfoil is always in there giving out his points of view. Tinfoil, introduce yourself.
Hey, I go by Tinfoil on X. My first name is Grady. I tend to do a lot of research and exploring different topics, from ranging from political to um, almost science fiction-y type, like Nikola Tesla, and so forth. I also volunteer as a storm chaser, storm spotter, right here locally. I used to be part of search and rescue when I was a little bit more in the physical better shape. And I used to help run command post and, do communications and, do the incident command portions of search and rescue. And then I'm actually a firewall engineer by trade. I work in computer IT and networking, and glad to be here.
And we thank you for volunteering your time on a Friday night, Tinfoil. And our final member, not last but not least, is Jamie. Jamie's also a person that you'll find on X and a lot of time in X Spaces with, again, interesting points of view. Jamie, tell the world about yourself.
Well, I'm Jamie. Go by Jamie on X. I'm in IT. I don't know on this. I'm Republican, conservative, and I follow Joe on X. And I was told there'd be donuts here tonight. I mean, I don't know what else we're.
Yeah, brother, you littler the most you want to say. That's it. There's no right answer on this one. So, Jamie from X. And here's the thing about this in the grand jury and how we look for the volunteers and how we put them together. Our juries across this nation are not picked because of their expertise. They're not picked because they have a good point of view in any particular area. They're picked at random. It's just a cross section of the jurisdiction that these people live in, and they get to sit and make decisions in our justice system. It's how we, the people, work. So it's good to have a good cross section of people from different experiences, different points of view, and just different walks of life. So that's really what it's all about. And you'll see that on the grand jury. We try to put people together just like that. We think that makes the most interesting jury. But let's get on with it tonight. As with any good court proceeding, we've got a court clerk tonight. That's Big Ron, retired Navy veteran. Matter of fact, folks, it's every Friday night. He is our in-house producer. But he's a retired Navy veteran, might have spent some time on a flat top ship that's got like pavement on it. We call that an aircraft carrier, Big Ron?
That is true. Good evening, everybody. Thanks, Joe. That's me, 20 years Navy, been on the flat tops, haze grain underway. One of the best things I've ever did. Well, it looks like the chat is going great. The videos are loaded. The timer is going. We've got all of our guests in here. Mic checks are good. Looks like we're ready to go. The bourbon's cold. The cigar is set. And go Navy, beat Army. Remember the bones.
I'm not sure that was an approved script there, Big Ron. We'll talk about that later. We have our expert witness this Friday night. As with every Friday night, Jason joins us and does this, but it's Jason. He's a retired 30-year veteran of Minnesota law enforcement. He's also the developer of the 3D Response School Safety System. Jason, tell the folks a little bit about yourself before we get to our first video.
Sure. 30 years law enforcement, ranging from patrol officer to lieutenant. Kind of have dabbled in everything and in between. And with my experience as a school cop at one point, an active shooter instructor, created a system to keep our kids safe. Got the system patented. We're installed in multiple schools in Minnesota. There's a bill called the SHIELD Act right now to make it a building code. And my passion has always been keeping our kids safe, and that's what I'm trying to get out there.
Outstanding. Folks, we'll talk about the 3D response system a little further in the show. We do it every week. But now let's go over the rules. We're asking you guys to be a mock grand jury. This is unlike a trial jury. A trial jury is a jury of 12. They must be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt. They must have a unanimous decision. They're not allowed to ask questions during the proceedings. They're only allowed to ask questions during deliberation, and even those questions will be monitored closely. But a grand jury is different. A grand jury is more informal. It's a secret body that is convened, and its purpose is to determine if the state has enough probable cause and evidence to believe that a crime has been committed and that someone, a citizen, should be prosecuted. It's a gateway that the state has to go through prior to your prosecution for felony offenses. Unlike a trial jury, you can ask questions. We asked that, and tonight we'll ask that you hold the questions till after the first run of the video. But after that, I suggest that you say what parts of the video you'd like to go back and look at again. Ask questions. You have that ability to do that as a grand jury, unlike a trial jury. We also ask that you use the reasonable person standard to view these offenses or view these incidences, not offenses necessarily, these incidents that we'll review tonight. We ask that the reasonable person is not you. It's just like when you're selected for jury duty, they don't call you out, Jamie, and say, Jamie, we heard you're really good at looking at these types of cases. Come down here and decide this one with us. That's not the way it works. So we ask the law asks that you use the reasonable person standards, not the smartest guy in the room, not the dumbest guy in the room. Just average common sense is what we ask you to use. We ask you to be objective. Only review the evidence that you're going to see here tonight, not cases on traffic stops you may have witnessed before or some commentary that you saw in a video of maybe even of the same incident where people would do commentary. We only ask you to use your common sense, your reasonable person sense, to review only the evidence presented tonight. And I will warn you, this is not a movie. You're not going to get every scene. There are going to be things that you're not going to be able to see. Use all your senses. Pay attention to what other people are saying in the video. Pay attention to how the body reactions when things are like startling moments. This will give you an indication of what's going on because it's going to be the best you're going to get. I'll go back again. In our juries, they don't bring in Warner Brothers to give them production on video where they have several angles and plenty of editing so that you know the full story. It just won't be that way. But juries have to do this every day. Judge only the evidence that's reviewed here and do it objectively. Probable cause. A trial jury must be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt. That's pretty high standard. That means that when you leave that jury box after making whatever decision you do, you go home and have dinner with your family or dinner alone, and you lay your head down, you'll sleep well that night. Even if you're not happy with whatever verdict you had to render, you did it with a clean conscience because you were convinced beyond a reasonable doubt. It's a pretty high standard. Good thing for our grand jury here tonight because we allow you guys to drink and encourage you to drink alcohol. The level's not that high. It's just probable cause. Probable cause, the definition is quite simply more likely than not. It's just more likely than not. And tonight we're only going to watch videos where there's use of force by law enforcement as you've been used on another person. We're asking you to tell us if that was reasonable or not. We're not asking you to say if it was a violation of a particular statute. We're not asking you about policies. We're not asking you about what is perceived police procedure. We're just saying if a reasonable person confronted with the same set of circumstances and facts that you will be presented to in this video, would you find the force reasonable or not? One last thing before we get to our videos. In the United States, in all 50 states, it doesn't matter where your feet stand in the United States, you may only use deadly force to defend yourself, to defend a third person, someone who is not yourself, or the public at large as a third leg. But that third leg is a high standard to get there. What that means is with the evidence that's presented to you in the time frame, all the evidence in its totality, everything presented, would a reasonable person believe that their life was in danger, a third person's life was in danger, or the public at large? We're really just looking, is the fear reasonable? If an officer has fear, and then defends himself against that fear, was that fear reasonable? And the last thing I'm going to say before we go to the videos is that you can only use the information that was available at the time the trigger was pulled. Even if it's 2 seconds after the trigger is pulled, circumstances change or something reveals itself, you can't use that against the shooter. And the reason I say that is that in every state in the United States, the threat doesn't have to be genuine or real. It just has to be believable. And I'm sure that that's sticking in your mind how I'm saying that, but that's what it means. It doesn't have to be real, just means it has to be credible, reliable, believable. Someone has a toy gun, but I don't know it's a toy gun until as an officer, I've already shot them, and then I find out it's a toy gun. It still can be a reasonable shoot. Okay, the last rules of the game is unlike a trial jury, it's not a unanimous vote. So let me get back to my screen here. Yep, 3 out of 5 votes wins the day. It's a majority of decisions. So the first 3 that decide on a no bill or a true bill, that's the way it'll go. A jury may have 1 of 2 findings. A true bill, which are formal charges, send it to trial. That means that you're saying okay to the state, you may prosecute this citizen. Or a no bill. No bill means no formal charges, and you're saying to the state, you may not prosecute this citizen, that you didn't bring enough probable cause to convince us. Okay, any questions? Going once, going twice. Big Ron, let's do the first video.
Here we go. Let's kick it off.
Hello, I'm Officer Moroni Mendez with the Glendale Police Department. What you're about to see is a critical incident briefing on the officer-involved shooting that took place on Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024, near the 6500 block of West Cactus Road. The incident began just before 2 p.m. when residents noticed a male driving around with what appeared to be a weapon.
There's a guy in front of my house with a gun.
Is he pointing it at you, or what exactly is he doing?
Yes. Here it comes again. He's coming back in front of my house. He's coming in front of my house right now.
He just keeps circling. We're driving there as fast as we can, okay? Just don't hang up on me.
Yes, he's got a gun.
Okay.
He's got a gun. He threatened suicide to my nephew. My nephew tried to reach out to him as a friend because he said he was going to kill himself.
As Hare continued driving through the neighborhood, more and more people spotted him and called into 911.
Went around me, high rate of speed, blowing stop signs, kind of a dark complexion, tattoos on his face, black hooded sweatshirt.
Yeah, copy. Go ahead on with it. Hold. 998, officer. Yeah, copy. Go ahead on with it. Hold back. Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Let me see your hand! Let me see your hand! Don't reach for anything! Don't reach for anything! What I need you to do is open the door from the outside and get directly on your stomach. Directly on your stomach. Fuck! Directly on your stomach.
On your stomach.
On your stomach.
On your stomach.
After a search of the car, this is the weapon officers found inside.
Okay, folks, there's your first case for the night. It's a pretty much a man with a gun call. Obviously it was threatening. They had multiple 911 calls where people were afraid, said that he was shooting shots off. Gave a vehicle description, gave a personal description of the individual. Officers arrive and encounter him driving. And before the vehicle stops, the officers putting rounds through the windshield at the suspect vehicle. Winds up, the suspect is shot, doesn't die of wounds, survives the wounds, and is charged with some subsequent charges. Do we have any questions or any portions of this video we'd like to see again?
Did the suspect shoot first? It looked like the officer's window was cracked. I don't know did anybody else notice that?
Let's go back and watch that portion again. And I'm going to help you out there. You do see rounds. You do see the crack, but it's the officer shooting. I'm going to show you the in-car video first, and then I'll show you the body cam video where you'll actually see him put those rounds through the windshield.
Hold. 998, officer. Yeah, copy. Go ahead on with it.
Now, this is body cam of the same incident.
Hold back. 998. Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Let me see your hand! Let me see.
Did you see that pin?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Any other portions of the video we'd like to see again?
I'm good.
Let's do something here. Bruce, I got you on the screen and not Jordan. It's not what we want to do. Somebody fix that. Okay. If no questions, let's put up a clock, Big Ron.
You guys got 10 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to start with you, Penn. You're a veteran on this. I'm going to start with you. What's your initial opinion or issue with this video?
Excessive force. I mean, I understand that when it was called in, he definitely had a gun. But I kind of have an issue with him immediately shooting at the suspect. That's why I wanted to see the footage again, because if he had shot at the officer first, I completely get it. But I think it was a little excessive.
Okay, so you don't believe that the officer had any credible fear when he used this firearm?
No.
Okay. Let's go to, who we're going to go to next. Let's go to, tinfoil. I'm going to you next.
I'll be honest, I'm actually kind of torn on this one. As he was pulling up to the suspect, it didn't like the suspect was accelerating at him. So the shots from the officer kind of took me by surprise, because I understood there was a threat, but it didn't seem like he was in immediate danger as he pulled up to the suspect, or at least I didn't see any indication that there was a reason to fire back, as I would say. So I'm kind of with Penn on this one. This one didn't quite settle with me.
Okay. Jamie, your initial assessment.
I agree. The car's far enough away. There could have been somebody else in the passenger seat. You didn't really know the situation going into it, and he dropped 3 right in that passenger windshield. Yeah, I think that was not justified.
Are you saying you don't think it's justified because the shots went through the passenger window side?
Well,
of the
just because he hadn't received fire yet. They weren't taking. They weren't getting shot at, and I'm saying, well, he didn't. He couldn't even really see who was in the car. From the distance it was at that when he started shooting.
Okay. Okay, Jordan, what's your first opinion on this?
Normally I would side with the officer, but I'm agreeing so far because while of course there were a lot of calls about the person being suspected, about the person shooting, I do believe that the officer came in a bit too aggressively, and I don't think that the action taken by the officer at that moment had been necessary yet. It may have been necessary later on, but the officer, it appeared that the officer did shoot first, and he should not have done that unless the suspect had shot first.
So is that a duty that's applied to police officers? They can't use deadly force or protect themselves until somebody shoots them first? What if the guy that shoots at you first is like a good shot? You never get a chance to shoot back on it's your turn to shoot.
Right. I just initially, and as the point was made earlier, the suspect wasn't accelerating, and the police car did accelerate at the suspect, and um I don't think we have enough information to know whether or not the suspect is a really good shot. So I'm also really torn on this one. It's hard to say
Okay.
because I do think that the officer did come in a bit too aggressively though.
No, I know this first round, guys, nobody has to give any commitment. I'm trying to figure out where you guys feel you out. Where do you stand with it? I think I got an idea where everyone's at. Let me ask you this. At the end of the video, towards the end of the video, he's telling the guy in the car that he just shot, he says, throw the gun out of the car. How did he know there was a gun there? And the next thing I'm going to ask you is, why do you think this officer, unless he's the dumbest guy in the room, why would he didn't even put his vehicle into park. He stops. And before he gets out, he's busting out his own windshield. And then he gets out and comes around the door and puts him again, and then and counterclockwise back around the vehicle again. And the first thing he says to the guy that he just shot was, throw the gun out. Does that not give anybody any reason to pause as to why all that's happening there? What could the officer seen that could maybe thought that he needed to use force in that manner?
I would like to ask for more information from the officer. Or
I bet you would. That would make your decision easier, but you're not going to get that tonight, Tinfoil. You got the video.
See, I'm still torn because, like, you do have a good point. Because in the 911 call, they did say he had a gun and he was waving it around, but at the same time,
he was shooting it as well. He was shooting it, and ended up that he told my son or cousin or some relative that he's going to kill himself, and he's out walking around and driving around shooting a gun in this neighborhood. That's the call. That's what the officer knows when he gets there. Do you really think that do you think the officer just saw the car and said, like, hey, I need to start putting bullets on this guy right now because somebody said he had a gun? I mean, it's possible he could have, but do you think that's what happened? Joker.
Yes, sir.
Back to you.
Okay.
What are you thinking now?
Well, I disagree with everybody on the panel. If you listen to the first 911 call, she said that the assailant told her nephew he was suicidal and he was circling the place. Then the second caller, who was unrelated to, as far as I know, the first caller, said he was blowing stop signs. He was driving erratically. And then if you paid attention to the video of when the officer pulled in front of the fella, it looked like in his right hand on the steering wheel there was a gun. So I completely look, if I was a cop, I want to make it home at the end of my shift. So yeah, I'm with the cop 100%. It's me or you, and
so you're saying there was something going on in that car as the officer approached him.
Right. And when you're a cop in that situation, it's me or him, and I'm going home to see my wife and kids. Sorry, not sorry. So
no, and
based
the
on
law provides that too. By the way, that's not it doesn't take a smart guy to make that decision. I want to live.
Right. So yeah, I'm with the policeman. So
you're on a no bill on this. No formal charges. Matter dies here.
Right.
Does anybody else have? I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go right back. I'm gonna go backwards again. Penn. Has anybody said anything that swayed you, or you're still on?
No.
True Bill.
No. Yeah. True Bill. I mean, I think it was excessive force. I didn't see anything in his hand, and the second time you played it, I did make an effort to look in his windshield. I didn't see that. I understand that 2 calls came in. They knew he was armed. But like others have said, like, he wasn't excessively driving. He wasn't speeding up towards the officer. So I feel like the officer was a little trigger happy.
Okay, so you're saying since you didn't see it, but there's no evidence of things, because cameras are limited, right?
Of course. Yeah, of course they are. And I understand that the cop could have seen more. And I also understand that he wants to go home at the end of the day. But in this case, I mean, normally I would side with the police officer probably 9 times out of 10. But in this case, I feel like it was excessive.
Okay. Back to Jordan. Has anybody said anything that swayed you, Jordan, or are you still on Penn's side? In Penn's camp, I should say.
I'm actually, I don't know. after what Joker said, because I hadn't noticed it, but if there was a visible gun, then now I'm leaning more towards the officer side, because if people are saying that there's been shots fired and a gun is present, then I'm not sure. I think that if there was a present threat, the gun was visible in the hand of the suspect, and many people are saying that this is the he's a threat, then I'm more on the officer side in that case, because I hadn't noticed the gun before.
Okay, Jamie, same question to you. Are you
Uh,
swayed? Are you still where you began?
I can see a gun, and you know, I don't see how he could see any better with a glare. You know, it looks like he fired some warning shots, but like I said, he couldn't tell for sure if there was a passenger in the car. And it was trigger happy. I think.
What if you had polarized sunglasses on?
I mean, if all that, you know, if it goes to trial, and you know, then from looking at that video, then there needs to be more.
All right, folks, we're at the zeros. That means it's time for a vote. I'm going to come to you one at a time. True bill means you indict, the officer gets tried for a crime or the force was not reasonable, or no bill meaning the force quite simply was reasonable. Conservative pen, true bill or no bill?
True bill.
Tinfoil, true bill or no bill?
I'm going to change my stance and go to no bill on this one. The 911 call kind of made me rethink some things.
Okay, we're one up. True bill, no bill. Joker, true bill or no bill?
No bill at all.
No bill 2, true bill 1. Jamie, true bill or no bill?
True bill.
Oh, tied up 2-2. Jordan, you're the tiebreaker. True bill or no bill?
It's tough, but I gotta say no bill.
That's a squeaker, folks. That's a no bill. Big Ron post a verdict. Yep. Jason, you want to weigh in on this one?
You're starting off heavy tonight. You got to look at the officer's responding position with the information that came in over dispatch. That's all they know. What they know is this guy's already fired a couple rounds off. He actually pointed his gun at the one caller who said, the dispatcher specifically asked, did he point it at you? And the person said yes. So he's already committed a first-degree assault at minimum. And you don't need to negotiate with somebody. When the officers get there, you have squad cars behind him. You have a squad car in front of him. I think a normal person would have just stopped the car and raised his hands and says, don't shoot me. I don't know. I watching the video, I see what you guys are saying, who thought it was, quick, but in the same breath, he's a threat to public safety. He wants to kill himself. Can you ram the car? Well, that's deadly force too. So I think in all, you got to put yourself in the officer's shoes and then also put yourself in the suspect's shoes. And did the suspect do everything he could to keep his life safe? I say absolutely not. And the information the officer had, what is he supposed to do? He's already pointed a gun, shot rounds off in a community where there's a lot of innocent people around, and that's his job, is to keep the public safe. So that's my 2 cents on it. There's other ways to do it, but in my opinion, it was justified.
I think it was justified. I think that, one, the first thing he says to the guy after shooting him is throw the gun out. 2, his reaction, shooting through the windshield. This is not common. This is, when you do that you got some explaining to do. You better be sure of it. But I want to go back to this. You can't really see in the car. You can see the man's face. He's got dark clothing on, and you can see hands move. But pay attention to the driver. Let me back it up just a second here. The squad car comes to a stop. You see him, he hits his brake pretty hard. He does block the lane of traffic for this person that they're looking for, because his intention is to apprehend him. But he brings it to a complete stop. But watch what's going on in the passenger compartment of the suspect vehicle. First shots through the windshield didn't hit anything. But no, I agree. I think it was a good shoot. I think that the officer's reaction, there's no reason for him to shoot through the windshield. There's no reason for him to, the first thing that he says to him is throw out the gun. And by the way, there's a gun there. I think it all adds up. If the cop says, I saw a gun, then I'd have to believe him. I have no reason not to believe him at that point, I guess is the way I look at it. But we always start them off easy. We ready to, I tell you what, before we do that, let's get through some, let's talk about some Range Minded podcast, Big Ron.
I love Range Minded.
Have you ever wondered to yourself, man, what time does the store close? Or where's the best cheeseburger near me? Well, I'm not going to answer those questions. That's what your damn phone is for. Use that. Instead, if you have stuff related, to the 2A world, I'm your man. My name's Steve. I run the Range Minded podcast. On the podcast, we talk about all things Second Amendment, whether it be new guns or gear. Maybe we talk about some training. We'll dig into Washington and the shenanigans they get up to. Sometimes we talk about the Supreme Court and the crap that they're doing. It's always a good time, a little smorgasbord of the 2A, if you don't mind me using that narrative. Either way, you can find us whether on YouTube or Rumble, Range Minded Podcast. I'm also on all sorts of streaming services, wherever you listen to your podcast, Range Minded Podcast. You can jump on the website, rangemindedpodcast.com. Maybe stop by, buy a patch and some other things. There you can link to the social medias and all that other stuff. Hope to see you there. It's always a good time. Anyways, you guys have fun, stay safe, and always stay range minded. See you guys soon.
Yeah, folks, the Range Minded podcast. Our friend Range has been nominated for Podcast of the Year for Gundy. And the voting is until December 15th. I'm going to run you through on how to do it. It's real simple. You go to thegundys.com/vote. Just go to Gundy's. It's got a little button there, hit vote. Scroll down to Podcast of the Year. A little bar there, just hit Podcast of the Year. Scroll down again, and you find the Range Minded podcast. Once again, you click that. Very simple. Vote. Now, the cool thing about it is if you'll vote in every category, that you will be able to vote again. If you vote in every category at the end, it'll ask you to watch a quick video so you can turn the video on, maybe turn the volume down. Not that I haven't done that, maybe. And after 2 minutes, it lets you go back and register more votes. So you can vote for him 2 times per email account. Now, when you do go there, it's going to ask you to vote. You have to put in an email address. So one email address gets you 1 round of votes, but at least give him one. The vote's open until the 15th. And podcast, he's up against some stiff competition, but we can register him for some votes, folks. That is, once again, thegundys.com/vote/. And that's Range Minded Podcast. Support him, follow him, buy some stickers, go to his website. Big Ron, let's go to case number 2.
Warning, the following video contains graphic images and language. It is not suitable for all viewers. At about 5:55 p.m., detectives with IMPD's North District Violence Reduction Team and Violent Crimes Task Force were conducting a felony warrant investigation in the 900 block of North Grant Avenue. Detectives surrounded a detached garage where 36-year-old Cartonio McBride was believed to be hiding. An IMPD child abuse detective requested that Mr. McBride be located for his open warrants. Detectives were briefed prior to arrival that Mr. McBride had warrants for unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon, unlawful possession of a firearm by a domestic batterer, theft, robbery, and driving while suspended. Mr. McBride exited the garage with his hands raised and initially complied with detectives' commands.
Keep your hands up.
Walk towards us.
Walk. Yeah, she's weird.
Walk towards us through the fence right here.
Fence line right here.
Walk towards us. Walk towards us through the fence. I understand that. Walk towards us through the fence. There's police officers on both sides of that garage. Come on.
Keep your hands up.
Adam 240 is Xavier McBride, subject to
You want to go less lethal?
Put your hands
since
up.
You got taser.
We're giving you lawful commands.
Good. We're on ED1.
Keep your hands up.
Go ahead, Alyssa. Since
Hands up.
Alyssa has less lethal.
Keep your hands up now.
We got commands.
We got commands.
I'll go
Walk
hands
to me.
when she gets it.
Walk to me. Keep walking. Listen to our command. You're about to get tased, man. Walk to us now.
That's what I'm doing.
Right.
Keep walking. Walk to the sound of my voice now, man.
Come here.
You keep
Walk
on
to
messing
me.
around.
Walk.
Keep walking.
What do you want me to do, man?
Jones, hold on.
Shit.
Walk towards me.
No, what is going on, man?
Walk towards
What's
me.
going
You're
on?
going to go in handcuffs. Walk towards
Why?
me.
What did I do?
Cartonio, you have warrants, okay? That's what this is about. Turn around.
Man, I'm not doing nothing.
Hey, motherfucker, you're about to get tased.
Tase him.
Get down there! Down there!
Keep your hands where I can see them or you're going to get shot. I will not give you another warning. You pull them.
Additional officers arrived with the ballistic shield and safely approached Mr. McBride, who was placed into custody and provided medical aid.
Miss.
No firearm or other weapon was found in the vicinity of Mr. McBride. No officers or uninvolved community members were physically injured in this incident.
Okay, folks, there's your second case. Any questions that we have first before we look at video again? You had officers there on a felony warrant service. This is not uncommon when they're going to come pick you up. They call him out of a detached garage. We saw that from a police drone video that they put up. They were prepared for it. He was essentially surrounded, and they called him out. And through some verbal commands and him asking questions, they deployed a taser and also shot him. But he didn't die from the wounds. Any parts of video? Yes. I think you want to see this video again.
I actually do have a question on this one. Is it a common tactic for officers to be that close in formation when they're trying to take a suspect down like that? That's that dangerous?
I don't know that the procedure's incorrect. They kind of got him blocked in. If you see there, they got a house to the left and the right. And I think there are other officers there that if he were to take off on foot, they'd grab him. I think this is your contact team. So,
okay.
And Jason, you're welcome to weigh in on that. I don't see any issue with their tactics necessarily.
No, they came in with a guy with a warrant in a garage, and they came in with their tactics, and these things are fluid. So what started one way could end another way. When they get him moving, it's going to change.
Let's go back to just before the taser's deployed.
Antonio, you have warrants, okay? That's what this is about. Turn around.
Man, I'm not doing nothing.
Hey, motherfucker, you're about to get tased.
Tase him.
Get down there! Down there!
Keep your hands where I can see them or you're going to get shot. I will not give you another warning. You pull them.
Down there!
Did that help anyone?
Did that officer say, "Motherfucker, you're getting ready to get tased"?
I think she did.
I like it. Okay.
I think she was serious when she said that, and she was ready there to back it up. She sent them probes right into him. She hit him, and she did knock him down with the taser.
I got one more question. What warrants did he have? Because that's what's in my mind right now.
Felony warrants.
Is for harming a minor, correct?
I don't recall. It doesn't technically matter. They're felony warrants. So the officers have all legal authority to be there to serve those felony warrants. Okay, Big Ron, let's put up a clock. I can see the wheels turning. Okay, Jamie, I'm coming to you first. I want your initial assessment, number one.
Oh, that's no bill right off. I mean, there's no. I mean, with especially with female cop, motherfucker. Yeah, I would do what they were telling me to do. He's playing games, playing around. I mean, just all he had to do was go on the ground. That's it. He knew they were coming after him with war. He knew he had warrants.
Would you feel the same way if they'd hit him in the temple with that round and found there was no gun?
Yeah, I mean, he had control. He could have just got on the ground. So he put his hand in his pocket. When they're telling him to keep his hands up, he still lets his hands down. And so what? At that point, you have to assume he's got a gun in his pocket and he's about to start shooting. So.
Well, I was just asking. There wasn't a lot of assumptions on the first video. You didn't see it, so therefore we had issue with it. I'm just saying if it's the same thing this time.
Yeah, but you clearly saw the assailant. This time you clearly see him. He was playing games. You know it's the right person. Yeah, this is justified.
Okay. Joker, you're next. Your initial assessment, sir.
The charges were for unlawful firearm. He was told multiple times, like he was given a lot of breathing room to come forward to the voice. Right before he tried to run, he, like Jamie just said, he reached for the pocket. He got tased as he was running. He dropped. As soon as he got his wits about him, he tried to reach for the same pocket to get up again. So, yeah, once again, no bill.
Okay. Penn, your first round.
The officer had me at motherfucker. I actually don't think that they handled it wrong at all. He ran, they tased, he went to grab for his pants, and at that point you have to assume that he has a gun. So no bill.
I'm questioning your reasonableness if it just took motherfucker to get you. I'm just saying, I don't know if that's the real reasonable person standard, but I'm going to let it fly. Tinfoil, what's your initial?
I would say the officers acted appropriately due to the information that they had in hand with the felonies. They gave the suspect as many commands as possible. So, I mean, it wasn't like this was coming by surprise. He just didn't listen. And then when he reacted, I believe the officers had every right to do what they had to do. And so I'm on the officers on this one.
Okay. Jordan, what's your gut telling you for this one?
I'm also with the officers on this one. Initially, I was a little iffy about it, but then the fact that he reached for his pants, I mean, come on. Let's be honest. He was not reaching for his pants for no reason. There was a high chance that he had a gun in his pocket, and that's what he was going for. He resisted arrest or ran, and had the officer not taken the action that I believe she took, I couldn't really hear the video. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman chasing him, but I do believe that the officer took the right action, so no bill.
So you lean on a no bill. So the fact that there was no gun found on scene, the person was never in possession of a firearm. You guys are okay with the use of deadly force?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He grabbed for his pant pocket. And at that point, you have to assume that he has something that could hurt the officer.
Yeah, there's always the chance.
Okay. I think I see where everybody's at on this. I tell you what, let's go ahead and do a vote. Penn, I'm coming to you first. True bill or no bill?
No bill.
Tinfoil, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Jordan, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Joker, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Jamie, true bill or no bill?
No bill, motherfucker.
Oh, what? He's talking to you, Penn. Let's put the verdict up.
I think me and Jamie are related.
There's number 2. No bill, no formal charges. Jason, you want to weigh in on this one?
The female officer actually, I was watching this going, somebody stepped up to the plate here. He's not playing along, and she just snapped and like, I like her. That was, I like that. Action beats reaction. You reach for something, you don't have to have it. It was what the officers thought he was reaching for. So he's not complying, and you make that one little movement down to your pants. I don't know what he's going for. If you want to wait to see what he's pulling out, it's too late. So I thought they did a good job.
Yeah, I don't really have an issue with the officers on this one either. I will say it's interesting to see how in contrast to that first case, because they're very similar. You can't really see, you just got furtive movements. You got weird movements going on. You can't really see there. But in one case, folks had a lot of trouble with it. In the second one, no trouble at all. But interesting. Hey, folks, if you're on X, you should, on Saturday night, you should be catching Drax's Pit. Drax and Roden, Kate Daly. There's no telling who you'll see show up on that show. It's pretty badass. I think it starts at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. Let's throw a quick promo up. I think we got like a 13-second promo for the Drax's Pit. Big Ron, let's throw that.
Let's rock and roll.
As liberals go crazy and throw their fits, come on down to Drax's Pit. Yeah, it's Drax's Pit.
But for sure, it's entertaining. If you hadn't been to a Drax's Space or a Drax live stream, you won't be disappointed. He's probably the coolest dude on X, and as he says, X marks the spot. Drax's Pit, 10 o'clock on X, 10 o'clock Eastern time on X. It's a great show. We absolutely support Drax's Pit and everything or Drax and everything that Drax has got going on, which is quite a lot for that cat, quite a bit. Let's do where are we at on time here? We got a little bit. I tell you what, let's do another. Let's talk about Kay Daly, the Daily Fix. Folks, the Daily Fix, if you hadn't caught that during the day, it's fastly becoming a pretty good show. A lot of viewers on it, but you never know who's going to stop in there. And if you know Kay Daly, you know she has inside information. She knows how the sausage is made in Washington. But you also, if you didn't know, you've got Drax on there as a co-host. Those two are super entertaining. You don't know what guest is going to stop by on there for sure, too. But the Daily Fix, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern. Absolutely. Check them out and give them a follow. Tell them that the grand jury folks sent you their way. With that, let's do case number 3. Let's try to do 3. Here we go.
On Saturday, November 22nd, at approximately 9:55 p.m., LMPD received a 911 call reporting a robbery that had just occurred. The caller stated that while delivering food through DoorDash, a suspect approached, displayed a handgun, and stole the intended food delivery. The victim provided dispatch with a description of the suspect, and officers were immediately dispatched to the area. One officer met with the victim while other officers canvassed the neighborhood. Shortly thereafter, officers located an individual matching the description provided. Viewer discretion is advised.
911 operator booth, where's your emergency?
South. I don't know the exact address. Apartment 2, I just got a gun pulled on me on DoorDashing.
Okay, East Southland?
Just a second, I'll get you the exact address.
Okay,
Lock
did they
the door.
take the food from you?
They tried.
Okay, what
Southland Boulevard, yes ma'am.
What apartment were they in? Okay.
There's an African American gentleman with a light pro. He's about my height, which is 5'6", overweight.
Okay, and what color shirt?
Black, I think. I think his pants were gray. I'm not sure on the pants.
You said you were at apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
And you walked up to give him a DoorDash, he pulled a gun out on you?
He said he didn't order the delivery. I said, all right, cool. And I started to walk away, and he was like, but I'll fucking take it. I was like, I don't think so. And then he pulled a gun on me.
We're going to be on Southside Drive, South one.
10-4, do you need 10? 10-4.
Right here, come talk to us for a second. We'll tell you in a second. Quit walking away. Get your hands out of your pockets. If you take off running, you'll lose that race. You know that. Keep your hands right. Keep your hands where we can see them. Stop right now. He's reaching. Stop reaching. Shots fired. Shots fired.
What's your location? Shots fired.
I got radio. I got radio.
That's code 3.
All right.
Okay,
Hey.
10-4.
Are we good to advance on him?
Let's go. Somebody get a med bag. Is it the subject that's down?
All right, let's go.
Don't let them know.
We're all officer 1086 right now.
Show me your hands.
Come on, bro. Show us your hands.
Hey, show me your hands.
I'm out beyond with a small black handgun.
Small black handgun.
He's reaching for a gun.
Drop the fucking gun. Last unit, do you repeat?
Fired.
5 Adams, shots fired.
I got radio. I got radio.
Hey, fuck.
Big Charlie, we're Southside.
Southland and Southside.
And Southland. Let's see if we can advance on him.
Bigger, I'm pulling up with them now.
Do we have a
3 Adams door.
We do not. Okay. Hey, Mathis and Lax.
Yo.
Maintain security where you are.
You're good.
Okay? Hold on. Let me tack load real quick. I got you. Oh, sorry. Get on your right. Get on your right.
AMS started CMS code 3.
All right.
Okay, 9-12, 10-4.
Are we good to advance on him?
Let's go. Somebody get a med bag. Is it the subject that's down? Don't let them know.
We're all officer 1086 right now.
Show me your hands.
Come on, bro.
Show me your hands. Hey, show me your hands. Show me your hands.
Guns in his right hand. I got those. Watch his left hand.
Watch his hands, guys.
You guys, hey, keep your gun on him. I'm going.
I got hands. I got hands. I got hands.
Somebody with me, I'm going to get gun. Okay, watch out.
Go ahead.
We good? Okay, guns out. All right, render A.
Let's go, guys.
There's your second case for the night, or not third case for the night, excuse me. Had a DoorDash robbery. It was $87 worth of pizza. That's the real crime here. $87 worth of pizza stolen at gunpoint from a DoorDash driver. They call the police, gave a description. They locate this person, a person that matches that description a short time later. They go to make contact. We saw what happened. He began to run away and got shot. There was a firearm recovered at the end. You saw that there. Don't know if you saw whether he pointed it or what he was doing with it at the time. That's kind of for you guys to make a decision on. Any portion of this video we'd like to see again? Maybe the first officer's point of view?
And I do got a question for you, Joe, on this one. How should I approach this one, since this is basically the city I live right next to? I'm very familiar with that police force.
Probably, if you were called to be called on a grand jury duty, it would be in this jurisdiction. So I think reasonable person. That's what I'm going to charge you with. Reasonable person.
Okay.
And remember what I said earlier. Objectively, it doesn't matter if you know police officers, whether you have a good opinion or a bad opinion of them. It really doesn't matter. You're looking at this situation. And I say this is important. Take the police officer out of it. If you use deadly force like in Texas, in most states, you're going to be judged. They're going to judge you the same way, because the same authority that you have to use deadly force to protect yourself and the third person is the same authority a police officer has, for the same reasons. So think about that when you're making these judgments. Objectively is what we're looking for in reasonableness. Okay, let's take it from he's on foot, attempting to make contact with the subject at this point in the video.
Your pockets. If you take off running, you'll lose that race. You know that. Keep it.
So you can see he's got his left hand in his, looks like a hoodie jacket, and I think I can see his right hand. I'm sorry, his left hand exposed.
Your hands right. Keep your hands where we can.
Nope, I can see both of them.
See him. Stop right now. He's reaching. Stop reaching. Shots fired. Shots fired.
All right, and we'll get the second body cam video here.
Do we have a door?
If I can get, let me see if I can get to there. It's not as clear by far. Am I missing it?
He's reaching for a gun. Something fucking good.
Lodge, can you do your beat? Fired. Lodge, can you do your beat?
He's reaching for a gun. Something fucking good.
Okay, those are the two action shots from both points of view. Any more questions before we go to deliberations? Big Ron, put us up a clock. Okay, Jordan, I'm coming to you first on this one. What's your initial impression? Are you with us, Jordan? She's been having connection issues all night. Let's see if we can't work on hers. Let's go to Jamie.
It's justified. I mean, if he had followed orders, spread his arms, legs, he'd be alive.
So you're saying it's justified because he didn't comply with the verbal command?
I mean, the backpack and everything, they couldn't really see what he was reaching for. You know, he already pulled a gun on the delivery person. You know, if he runs in the neighborhood, they're not telling him what he does.
It was reported that he pulled a gun.
Well,
So your initial impression, it's you're leaning towards justified.
Justified, yeah.
Joker.
If he followed orders.
With us, Joker?
Yeah. I was just waiting on Jamie to finish. I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, Jamie, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. You've got more to say there. Go ahead.
No, that was it. That's all. I was about to repeat something I'd already said. So.
Okay, good. We don't have time for repeats. Go ahead, Joker.
I'm going to say up until the assailant fired the first shot, and he did fire the first shot if you read the caption, I was going to say True Bill, but man, when he fired the first shot, the gloves are off. It's a no bill for me.
Fair enough. Pin. What's yours?
And it's a no bill, and it's tragic because it was over pizza. So
$87 worth of pizza.
$87.
That changes things. $87. I mean, that's a good meal.
Yeah, I think I saw someone in the comments that said "fuck around and find out" with me pizza, and I kind of agree. But no, but he reached. I mean, the officer said he's reaching for something. At that point, he has to assume it's gun. So unfortunately, this man's life ended over pizza.
$87. You keep leaving that part out. You make it trivial. $87 makes that above trivial. Tinfoil. What do you think?
I had to say no bill on this one because, considering the information from the 911 call and what the officers walked into on that one, I'm with the officers on that one. I think they acted appropriately the way they needed to. And I will say this, the one cop that was running away from the assailant trying to get clear, I would have to thank his partner because, man, he was heck of a good shot.
I was waiting for somebody to mention that. There were 3 officers there. 2 were engaged. One was about as low as you could go and still keep moving. But yeah, I saw that cat. He got rounds over his head. I think they did a good job. He was smart by staying low, and the other officer was kept his head and kept shots on target. Jordan, do we have audio with you now?
Yeah, now I can hear. I'm sorry. This keeps happening. I don't know.
No worries. It's the internet and all these little contraptions and technology. It happens to us every week. We're ready to, as long as you're patient with us, we'll keep making it happen for you. But what do you think about this last video?
Oh, absolutely no bill. I honestly cut out for the first part of the video, but I did come back in for the part where the cop said, "Drop your weapon." This was all over what, $87 worth of pizza?
That's right. $87 worth of pizza.
This did not need to happen. Absolutely no bill.
Now I agree, and thanks Joe Biden for the $87 pizza.
Right?
That's the biggest problem with this is 87. How do you get $87 worth of pizza that somebody can bring to your house without a truck?
Maybe it was not just one pizza. Maybe it was like 5 and it had, I don't know, organic everything on it.
So what pizza could come to your house, Penn, that'd be worth $87?
Well, I can't even eat pizza anymore unless it's gluten-free, so I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh, that is a travesty in of itself. Yeah, I think we don't waste the clock on this one, Big Ron. Let me do a vote, and we'll post a verdict. Joker, I'm coming to you first. True bill or no bill?
No bill, sir.
Tinfoil, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Jordan, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Conservative Penn, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Jamie, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Sounds like another no bill, Big Ron. Let's post that verdict. Jason, you want to weigh in on this one? This is in Louisville. Our friend on X is... I'm getting weird feedback. Our friend on X, who's running for mayor of Louisville, keyed me in on this one. He had told me about it, and now we've finally got to see it. But what do you think about this one, Jason?
It's a no-brainer to me. I do want to, I don't know why, but this one prompted when I was in my shooting, and I just for the listeners, on the officer side, what happens after this is it's not fun. And you'll go through a blood draw, a urine sample. You're going to be interviewed by the state. You're going to be interviewed by your police department, a Garrity warning, a Miranda warning. They're going to take your gun, take your phone, take your CAD notes. You just become the suspect. It's not fun. And then on the family side, they want answers. They want, you shot my son over pizza. So you have that social thing now. And to be on the officer side, you go home and your life is in the hands of a jury at this point. Your life is in the hands of your department. Do they have your back? It is not a fun process for the officers. I think that's one thing that a lot of people miss, is that these officers on this scene literally had a second to decide, shoot or not shoot. And in that 1 second, it will change their lives. But I just think that's an important point. And watching this, it came across my mind on how quick this stuff can happen and the aftermath of it. It's real easy to watch a camera. It's another thing to actually live it, and not just that moment, but then the next year afterwards, on how it affects everybody involved. Sorry, I didn't mean to ramble. It just crossed my mind.
One thing's for sure: if you're an officer and you use deadly force, your life will be changed. Not just the next year; it'll be changed forever. It'll leave a mark, and the scrutiny that officers will go through is a real thing. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't go through that scrutiny. We have a loss of life. It should be investigated, and we should know exactly what happened there, and judge it on a reasonable person standard.
I would like to add to that, Joe, if that's okay.
You go ahead.
So like I said, I'm very familiar with the area because I live right across the river. As Jason was pointing out, that when this stuff happens, they get investigated and so forth. There was a period of time where LMPD had quite a few officers over there. Well, after a few mayor changes, most of those officers are now over in my jurisdiction as Jeffersonville police officers because of the treatment they were getting over there. So that's why I'm very familiar with the area, because we're getting a lot of their officers now because of how they're treated over there.
You'll see that with larger departments. They'll get their training and experience, and they'll beat feet to maybe smaller jurisdictions. Typically, they pay more, and the departments are probably a little more solid for an officer in particular. But Jason, you've experienced that around Minneapolis, haven't you? Have you not?
Oh, there's a mass exit. There's been a mass exit from Minneapolis of cops coming down to the suburbs. Minneapolis is at 400. Their normal strength is around 1,500. They're so short-staffed. It's sad.
Yeah, that's a common phenomenon. It's not just in Louisville, and I've heard our friend running for mayor out there talk about that as well. And that's why I try to explain it. It's kind of a thing with every major metropolitan area, because they're usually a bunch of soup sandwich shit shows, the larger departments, typically. I tell you what, let's see if we can't get, I feel bad for Jordan. She is having a heck of a time trying to stay connected tonight. But while we wait on her, I tell you what, let's run, those of you who watch the show know that Judge Joe Brown has been a guest prosecutor on our show. And the night that he was here, we learned that he has a barbecue sauce. So we did a little research on it ourselves. And let's run that quick little video on the Judge Joe Brown barbecue sauce, Big Ron.
Introducing Judge Joe Brown's all-new barbecue sauce and seasoning. Justice in the form of flavor. With one taste of our premium blends of all-natural ingredients, herbs, and spices, you'll fall in love with meat all over again. Judge Joe Brown's all-natural barbecue sauce collection is made up of 2 zesty flavors, original and spicy.
Law firms will take this as a retainer.
What? It must be a law firm where they hungry as hell. Now you gonna help me with this parole I'm dealing with?
I tell you, Judge Joe Brown he's cool as a fan. Talking to him on the phone, he's the same way. I've never heard him talk differently, but the dude's really cool. But we tried this barbecue sauce. We've tested it out. It is the real deal. Very coarse grain ingredients inside. It holds onto the meat very well. A good Memphis flavor on the barbecue sauce. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it from Judge Joe or JJB. JJ bbq.com. But Amazon, I think he said either get a little faster or get a little cheaper. So look for it on Amazon. Absolutely should give it a shot. For those in here that do a lot of grilling and smoking, like Jason, I, and Bruce Wayne and Big Ron, we love it. It's good stuff. With that, we've got 2 videos left. Where are we at on time, Big Ron? I think that let's do case number 4, and then we'll talk about some 3D response.
Akron 911.
Hey, 2790 Albrecht Avenue. A guy with a gun in the parking lot. I've called. Multiple people are calling. I'm the bartender at Karam's. Well, you have the doors locked. Please get somebody out here. He is in the parking lot with a gun.
Okay,
I need to get through our window.
Ma'am, police are on the way. Okay, they're already driving there. They're already driving there. What's your name?
Corey Phillips is the name of the man.
Okay,
I kicked him out.
Okay, is
He
it
is a white male.
5'10" with dark clothes and a Carhartt jacket?
Yes.
Where you are. Get your fucking hands out of your pocket. Stop where you are. Get your fucking hands out. Get your hands out. Get your hand out of your fucking pocket. Get the fuck on the ground right now. You're gonna get shot. Get on the ground. You're gonna get shot. Hey, get on your pockets. Get out of your pockets. Car 4, signal 5, shots fired, suspect down.
Oh my God. Oh.
Hey, get your hands out, Akron Police. Let me see your hands. Akron Police, let me see your hands. Stop reaching in your pockets. Hey, sir, get back in the bar. Get back inside. Akron Police, let me see your hands. Akron Police. Get your hands out of your pockets. Akron Police, let me see your hands. Get your hands out of your pockets. Get your hands out of your pockets. You're going to get shot again. Get your hands out of your pockets. Get your hands out of your pockets. You're going to get shot again. Get your hands up. Get your hands out of your pockets.
Dude, put your hands out.
Put your hands above your head.
Put your hands above your head.
I'm gonna go around this way. Hey, put your hands up. We're trying to get you help. There you are. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands where we can see them. Hey, we're moving in. Keep your hands where we can see them. Where's the gun at?
Never had a gun. Never had a gun.
Get that hand.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
I got you.
Ouch!
I know
It hurts.
All right, man. Where you hit? There we go. Got him in cuffs. Search. Check for a gun. Check for a gun.
Please, please.
Yep.
Help me up. I can't breathe.
Yep. I know. It's okay.
I can't breathe.
We're trying to get you some help.
No, you're not. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
We're gonna get you help.
I can't breathe.
Get him up. Try to sit down.
You can't breathe it.
I know.
I can't breathe
Somebody grab your
it.
chest seal.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Yep. We're trying to get you help.
Oh man.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
I don't even. There's too much driving.
Okay, there's case number 4. A call for a man with a gun outside of a bar. Get somebody here fast. Officers arrive. You see the contact. He was non-compliant, but I mean, he wasn't running away. And we saw how the officer reacted. Any portion of this video we'd like to see again, or any questions? You don't want to see this video again? No portions? I think you do.
All of it.
No, not all of it. Let's go here.
Corey Phillips is the name of the man.
Okay,
I
what
kicked him out.
Okay, is
He
it
is a white male.
5'10" with dark clothes and a Carhartt jacket?
Yes.
Where you are. Get your fucking hands out of your pocket. Stop where you are. Get your fucking hands out. Get your hands out. Get your hand out of your fucking pocket. Get the fuck on the ground right now. You're gonna get shot. Get on the ground, you're gonna get shot. Hey, get on your pockets. Get out of your pockets. Hey, get on your pockets. Get out of your pockets. Hey, get on your pockets. Get out of your pockets. Car 4, signal 5, shots fired, suspect down.
Any question before we go to deliberations? All right, Big Ron, put up a clock. There we go. Reset clock. Jordan, do you have audio? If so, I come to you first on this one. She still may be struggling with that. Let's go to conservative Penn. What do you think about this one?
This one's hard. I actually don't know where I stand quite yet. I mean,
You want to hear others'
played-
opinions first?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Jamie. Jamie, what do you think about this one?
He was clearly giving orders. He wasn't complying. He reached in his pants pockets, trying to reach into his jacket. It looked like, I don't know what else you would expect the cops to do. I mean, it's justified.
Okay. I mean, are you saying that if you're encountered with law enforcement, law enforcement would be okay to use deadly force if you just don't comply with what they tell you to do?
In that situation, you to allow the officers to go home, to protect themselves, you can't wait until he's already reaching his jacket and pull the gun out. They're within their right to shoot him.
You're close to the standard with just reaching your pocket and pull a gun out. I don't disagree with that portion of it, but I mean, it has to conform to would a reasonable person believe that a threat existed, or it was credible to believe that a threat existed. If the officer said I was scared or I thought this, then it was like, okay, I can see that. That's kind of the standard.
The 911 call was pretty convincing. Yeah, I know that's not evidence, but not proof that he had a gun. But they were saying it was.
Well, it's information the officer would have had when they arrived on scene, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know if he's going to just shoot from his coat pocket or. I don't know. I would shoot.
So you're leaning towards a no bill.
No bill. Yep.
Okay, Joker, what do you think?
For me, this is the easiest one of the night. It's open and shut. He wouldn't keep his hands out of his pockets. He kept trying to reach. I don't know why these retards can't comply, to be honest with you. It's idiotic to me. This is no bill, hands down.
Yeah, he got thoroughly aired out for not complying. Tinfoil, what do you think?
I would have to agree with him. It's like, I don't think this is going to be a no bill because they gave him orders. It was at night. It was difficult to see. But at the same time, they had a 911 call that sounded like it was a considerable threat. So I'm with him on this one. I'm with the officers on this one. I'm just amazed on how the guy kept walking after being shot that many times. But then again, that's a whole nother story for another day. But
yeah, I think that's comparing it to movies. Bullets don't really throw you around like they do in the movies. You're more likely to see the person's reaction to being shot. And Jason, they're carrying a 9mm there. Don't you agree?
Actually, most departments are carrying 9s now.
Yeah, that's your other issue. When departments were carrying 9s again before in late 80s, early 90s, it's not uncommon to have drop a magazine into somebody. Okay, Penn, have they helped sway
Yeah,
you,
and I
nudge
mean-
you to one side of the line or the other?
Yes, and I mean, I was leaning towards the officer. I just even range minded. I saw in the comments, did he really have to empty an entire mag in him? I think that's probably what shocked me a little. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, no, I am on the side of the officer.
Now, on that, does the number of rounds matter?
It probably doesn't, but you're dealing with somebody who's not in law enforcement, so from my perspective, it was a little shocking. But again, it's not that I'm trying to use that against the officer, because I'm not. It just was shocking.
No, I understand, and I wasn't necessarily challenging you on it. We hear that a lot about how many rounds, and I don't know that. At the end of the day, I don't know that it matters. If I've already shot one at you, if that one hits you, it could kill you. I mean, I can't make you more dead by shooting you more times. I mean, if I'm good to kill you once, I'm good to kill you multiple times over, I guess. But I think too, with the 9mm, watch the reaction that the officer's getting from the rounds being shot. The guy's kind of dancing around. He's not stopping. It's not in the movies where he gets knocked into the fence, 3 blocks over. That's just not how real world stuff works. So I think the 9mm has a lot to do with how many rounds. We've seen that a couple of times tonight, right? Multiple rounds. I mean, a lot of rounds, fast flurry of rounds being shot at the suspect at close range. Both of them carrying 9mm. Okay. You know what? I think we may have lost Jordan. She's coming in and out, but her devices aren't connecting. So let's go with the vote. Let's go with Jamie coming to you first. True bill or no bill?
No bill.
Joker, true bill, no bill.
No bill. No bill.
Penn, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Tinfoil, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Another no bill for the night. And I don't know if Jordan can hear us or not, but it's showing that you have devices not connected, Jordan. I'm not sure what to do with that. All right, no formal charges. Jason, what do you think about this one?
Just comply, for Christ's sakes, people. Stop not complying. You're going to live. Yeah, that's what I think.
He landed some torso shots. Looked like he was shot above the navel and once in the upper chest and maybe one center chest right when they were raising his shirt up. That dude got some holes poked into him.
Yeah, that was impressive. I even actually said, holy shit, he lit his ass up.
Yeah, he lit him up. And amazingly enough, the guy survived. That's truly amazing. With some of those wounds there, they typically you don't pull out of those. But I thought officer did a pretty good job. I don't really have an issue with it. It is one of those that in conservative brought it up. If you don't see that kind of stuff or have that mindset, I guess, then or prepare yourself mentally for it, then it's kind of a shock to see violence up close. But violence up close is ugly. It's rough. But I do agree with that one. But Jason, talking about violence, and we don't want to see that up close. We don't want it around our families and our children. Let's talk about 3D response. Actually, I tell you what, warm up for 3D response. Big Ron, let's do that promo, and then Jason will come back and talk about it.
way. Law enforcement is on the way. Law enforcement is on the way.
I see you entering, take a right. You're going to proceed down the long hall, all the way to the end. You're going to go till the end where you're intersect to the classrooms. Keep going, I see you moving forward. Subject is held up in classroom 203.
Law enforcement is on the way. Law enforcement is on the way.
Well, where did we all go? There we are. So Jason, we said at the beginning of the show, this is you're the developer of the 3D response system, something you worked on 10 years plus. Am I right?
Yes.
And without getting into the details of the 3D response, there's something happening in Minnesota that could change the lives for all of us and across the nation, because I think other states will pick it up. And that's the SHIELD Act, which is essentially a building code that would require certain safety features in our children's schools, like features like 3D response offers.
Yeah, we're installed in multiple schools up here, and I've spent the last couple months just giving tours to senators and state reps. And there's a bill called the SHIELD Act, and that was started on the House of Representatives side. On the Senate side, they're taking it one step further and making a building code and also offering funding for public and private schools to get in every school. So it's the only system out there that actually looks at the children. And when a gun's presented, we got to give these kids the tools and the teachers the tools to respond. You can put all the alert systems you want in your building, but we got to look at the kids.
But this SHIELD Act forces schools to address that, not for them to make some sort of decision in back chambers on what they think should be done. But like our fire sprinklers or our fire systems in our schools, right? Am I wrong by saying the SHIELD Act would do that?
You're 100% right, and it's the only topic in our society that's not been defined on how to respond. So when you go East Coast to West Coast and everywhere in between, you see 75,000 different definitions of what school safety is. And those people making those decisions, it's not a tactical response. It's the latest flavor of the month response. So much like the fire code, not one kid has died since fire professionals put the fire code in place in 1958 in our schools. So we listen to the professionals. This will save lives. Everything else, just be quiet. We're done. You know, it's a topic that everybody's an expert, but we just haven't defined it. We've defined everything else but this.
But the SHIELD Act does do that, right? Defines it.
Yep, the SHIELD Act finally defines it.
What if anybody wants to help push that along? Can they go to your website and get any resources? Folks, if you're on X, follow Jason at 3D Responses, I think is the way it is on X. But give him a follow on X. He's constantly doing spaces talking about this very subject and what he's done. And I'll say this, from a law enforcement and a military standpoint, as a veteran of both, this is the answer. What Jason has put together 100% will work. I don't know if your psych drugs will work. I don't know. I don't know if your AI will work. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I don't know if your psychiatrists are going to be able to stop them from going there and doing it. I don't know. But I do know if they show up with a gun and Jason's systems in that school, I do know it will work. You can't get around it. Just like soldiers love sandbags, what Jason does to a school stops bullets from traveling through kids' bodies. So reach out to take the time, go to his website, 3dresponse.com. Watch the videos, see what the system exactly is. It's very difficult to explain that in just a few minutes. But the system, take it from veterans, and I think Jason will back me up on this. Everybody who's had any combat or police experience that's ever seen this system, They just ended with shaking their head. Of course, this is the answer. I was ashamed that somebody didn't think of this sooner. It's so simple, and we do it. Here's the other thing: we do it anywhere else that we expect gunfire, but we don't do it in schools because we want to ignore the fact that it could happen. But and it is rare. Like the odds, I think the odds of you being killed in a school shooting is about the same as being struck by lightning. But go to your kid's school and see if they've got a lightning system, protection system on the rooftop. I promise you they do, just in case lightning strikes that school. Schools need to be prepared like that with, unfortunately, maniacs killing kids because it's happening. Doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, we need something in place. And 3D Response is it, folks. Go to the website, check it out. Jason, don't you have some printables there that folks can print out and send to their representatives?
Yeah, if you go to the website on the top page, there's a PDF printable tab. If you print that off, send it off to your state rep, your state legislator, your school board. It's a grassroots movement because over 10 years, I've run into political obstacles that I could go on for 3 hours about. I won't go in. Unfortunately, it's become political, and us as parents and us as citizens, it's a grassroots thing. We need to take the big companies out of the topic and let's look at this tactically. And that's what we're trying to do. And we're making a lot of progress in Minnesota right now.
No, Minnesota, I don't say this often, but they may be doing something right there when it comes to the SHIELD Act. And if they will adopt it, for sure every red state will pick this up because it's like a duh. How come we haven't done this sooner? And one thing I know about lawmakers, they're not scared to pass some laws, and they love codes. They'll make a code for everything. So let's make a safety code. Thanks, Jason, for spending a little time to explain that to us tonight. Big Ron, are you back with us? Or we have a producer, we do, right? Well, whoever is doing that producing, let's go to the case number 5.
Dion, just relax. Just relax. Dion, we just need to talk. Drop the machete, man. Dion, we just need to talk. Drop the machete, man. Drop the machete, man. Drop the machete. Hey, drop it. Just drop the machete. Just drop the machete. Drop the machete. Drop the machete. Dion, you're okay. Drop the machete. Dion. Hey, I just need you to drop the machete, man. We're just going to talk. Hey, we just need to talk. Dion. Hey, just relax, man. Can you make sure this shit's blocked off? Hey, Dion. Dion! Hey, man, I need you to hang out. Dion, just hang out and talk to me. Dion! He's got a heavy coat. Hey, drop it! Drop it! Hey, Dion, we just need to talk. Stop! Stop! Hey, just relax, Dion. Hey, switch. Hey, son, if you want to go, Dion, just relax. Just relax. Dion, we just need to talk. Drop the machete, man. Drop the machete.
That's going to be your last case out of Oklahoma City. Deranged man with a machete. Any portion of that video you'd like to see again? Any questions? Okay, put us up a clock. There we go. 10 minutes. Jordan, I'm going to come to you just because I'm curious to see if you have audio. What do you think about this one?
I do have audio. I'm glad I got everything back up and working. Um, Thank you, Bruce, for your help and everyone else. Um, I think this one might be one of the easiest ones. Um, Definitely no Bill. They tried to help him. They kept saying, drop the machete, drop the machete. Um, they tried to just talk to him to calm him down. He was very clearly in a crazed state. And then at the end, I mean, he ran at them with the machete. So had they not shot him, who knows what would have happened.
Well, what about this guy's clearly suffering from a mental illness. I mean, he's having some sort of an episode. Do you think a social worker or a psychologist or somebody could have come out there and maybe talked him off the ledge and not have to kill him?
Well, I think that could have been the case had he not ran at them with the machete, but he refused to drop the weapon, and I don't know if a social worker or anyone could have gotten there in time in order to resolve this issue. So, given the current circumstances, I think that the police were in the right.
Okay. Tinfoil, what's your initial impression on this one?
I think the cops acted the way they should have with what they had. They like Jordan was saying, they try to help the guy, but it seems like the guy was very determined to go suicide by cop, and it's unfortunate. But I believe the cops had no other choice. As for the taser, because I saw a comment about the taser, I saw it connected because you can see the strings going out toward the guy, but it didn't seem like it was phasing him any. So it's just, I think they had no other choice, and so I'm with the cops on that one.
Okay. Conservative Penn, your view.
First of all, I just want to say here in Oklahoma, we do it a little different. So we don't use guns, we use machetes. Secondly, I think that the cops handled it perfectly. And I mean, I don't think that a social worker could have gotten out there quick enough to alleviate the situation because he was reactive. You know, he was already trying to come at them. It wasn't like he was just standing on a ledge, you know, saying, oh, I might jump or something along those lines. I mean, he was reactive.
So you don't think a social worker would have changed the equation?
I don't think a social worker could have gotten there fast enough to.
You don't have social workers in Oklahoma?
I mean,
maybe.
Probably.
Look, I'm in Texas. We love Oklahoma. If you guys didn't suck so bad, we'd fall in the Gulf. So we appreciate you. Joker, what's your initial assessment of this last case of the night?
Honestly, to me, this is the saddest one you had. Like, you saved the best for last for sure. I'm in the deep urban area here. I see stuff like this daily, and I'm sure these cops know that sometimes 4 or 5, sometimes 6 cops could hit him with the taser, and when the adrenaline is up on the assailant, like it obviously was, the taser's just not going to be effective. And this guy obviously premeditated. It was obviously a premeditated suicide by proxy. So as sad as it is, it's no Bill. It's just really sad that he couldn't get help.
Okay. You know what? I'll buy that. Jamie, yours, sir.
It's sad, but I mean, he was screaming, kill me the whole time. And yeah, wasn't a whole lot they could do when he's coming out with a machete like that. I don't know. I wish there was something. I'd like to think there would be something different they could do, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's fair to the cops to expect them to do any more than that. It's just,
What if they'd backed off of him? What if they didn't pursue him? What if they just let him be for a bit, let him cool down, come to his senses?
Yeah, maybe. I think I would like to see that. because he was pinned in that parking lot. If I'm not wasn't fenced in, they had him cornered. I mean, he wasn't going to take a hostage or anything like that.
I mean, he wasn't necessarily cornered. He was standing on the street. There was a street there.
Okay, right. I thought he was like in a parking lot or something when they. I don't know. I mean, you got other. If that's the case, then you got other bystanders that you have to worry about. So,
I'm disappointed in you, Jamie. I thought I was leading you down a little trap there, but you got out of it. Then you saw the wires. You saw the wires. You can't let him go. He's running around with a machete. What if he chops up somebody else because you're trying to save his life? I mean, I guess at that point, whose life has the most value?
Well, it's not about who's having the most value, but you got to protect your own too and the people around you. So he's the one that's making the threat.
Choose, I can, you got the Eskimo thing. Your wife and your kids and the drink. You can only save one, so you have to make a choice there. So which one has the most value? In this case. Well, or this one, the guy who with a machete may have less value.
Yeah. He's the one threatening people. So.
Well, I'm a little disappointed. I wasn't able to lead anybody down into my social worker trap. Super disappointed in that because I thought this one for sure was going to get there. So with that, I think we just go with a vote and then get on with some other discussion. Conservative Penn, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Jordan Brace, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
Jamie, true bill or no bill?
No bill.
You could have let him go, man. You sure? They didn't even call us.
Yeah.
They nobody even got on the phone and said, is there one available? Nobody even asked. You sure, Jamie?
I'm positive.
All right, then. Joker, true bill or no bill?
No bill for Jason Voorhees.
And I think tinfoil, you're last. Jason Voorhees.
I'll go with no bill.
No bill. All right, Big Ron, post that verdict. There we go. No bill, no formal charges. Officers acted reasonable, is what our jury says. Jason, what do you think about this one? Big Machete.
I love how you try to pimp people to go down a trap.
Just asking questions, trying to make things
you were
fair,
not
Jason.
asking.
That's all. Just asking questions.
You were leading them down a path. I think your audience is getting a little smart now. There's a lot of departments across this nation that actually have social workers like working at night. We don't send them to anybody with deadly weapons. That's not a position for a social worker to be in. Can you imagine backing off and say, we have a social worker on the way. We want you to talk to this person. We're putting them in jeopardy. That's not the time for social work when they have a weapon. But the other thing, anybody can ask me what I think of tasers. They're horse shit. I gave mine up 15 years ago after I used it twice and was like, this thing's crap. And the problem is we have a lot of young cops and a lot of cops that just rely on them with this false sense of security because they haven't seen they don't work 100% of the time. The only time I've had it work actually 100% of the time is a drive stun where you take the probes off and you're like in the fight and you drive stun them like skin to taser contact. That's the only time it's ever really worked for me 100%. But I thought they did good.
Yeah, I agree on the drive stun. The drive stun works. I mean, how can it not make contact, pull trigger, and pain? But it's not as effective as a spread. When they shoot the probes out, for those that don't know, you need two probes to stick. And the further apart there are, more muscle group that's in between the two probes, the better, because that's the muscle group that's going to be effective. Charge is going to run in one side and it's conducted between the two. So the probe deployment is actually a better tase. More muscle groups are affected, but you have a problem. Like this guy, you heard in this video, the first officer that pulled the taser out, they said, hey, he's got a coat on. Coat's pretty heavy. These barbs have to get through the clothing and make penetration into the skin or contact with the skin in order to be effective. So tasers, not only, even if you get a good hit or a mixed bag on effectiveness, but a lot of times your taser fails because it can't get a good hit, whether heavy clothes or loose clothing, or you just don't get the spread right when the probes are fired.
Yeah, pepper ball in this case, I think a pepper ball at his feet or a pepper ball to the chest area probably would have been more effective than a taser.
Now, and they were lighting him up. He makes the charge after they lit him up with the 40 millimeter, the impact grenades that were hitting him. He made the wince there and did the little crow standing like a crane when they bring their knee up when they get hit. I think that's probably what made him push and rush, is that shit hurts. It was painful.
Oh, 40 mil hurts like a MFer. That's a big round coming at you.
Man, I seen a dude get his eye knocked out with a beanbag.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Man, it didn't look fun. He wasn't having a great time about it. But yeah, knocked his eye out of his socket. It was hanging down like in the movies. But folks, with that, we actually finished the show a little bit early tonight, but I'm okay with that. We've got an X Space, guys, that all of our jury members are invited to. We encourage you guys to show up. There'll be folks on X that would like to talk to you about some of your questionable decisions tonight. Conservative Penn has a couple. But yeah, we'll have a space there. Give us about 20 minutes to kick that off. Give us all of the guys in the studio a chance to get everything closed down here, fresh drink, maybe something to eat. And we'll join you in the X Space. Anybody would like a personal invite to it or have trouble finding it, shoot me a DM, or any one of my co-hosts, Bruce Wayne, Big Ron, or Jason, and we'll get you an invite to it. You guys that are in the jury, we'll drop that invite to the X Space in the group DM that we've got going on X. But with that, thank you guys for volunteering. Thank you for spending your Friday evening with us. Thank you guys for watching and spending your Friday evening with us. It means more than you know. It's the reason we do it and try to put on the best show that we can. And we appreciate everyone. And thanks as usual to my my producer and my permanent expert witness, Jason and Big Ron. Thank you guys. With that, we're out.
An incarcerated individual's use of institutional telephones constitutes consent, and your calls may be provided to law enforcement agencies. Thank you for using Securus.